Hey guys, the package guys has just been here with a nice surprise from Nauticam. It's the new monitor housing for the Atomos Shinobi monitor. Here it is, and I just unpacked it, and I'm going to share with you what's in the box and what it will be good for. I have to tell you that a monitor is my favorite kit. It's one of the things that just took over from the viewfinder. I really enjoy using a monitor, and I have been using a monitor for quite some years. I've had 4 or 5 different, and they just keep getting better and better. I will show you the ones that I used previously, but I might very soon be using this one here instead. So here it is, the housing for the Shinobi Atomos monitor. Just unpacked from the box. In the box, let's have a look so you can follow, is a monitor housing. Comes with a bulkhead. In fact, it comes with the male part, the outside part of the bulkhead. Then there is a housing bulkhead included in the package. That goes like this, and it's an M16 bulkhead. There you go. This one will go straight on the cable from the housing, and is included is also 2 cables, 2 different HDMI cables that goes on the bulkhead on the inside of the housing, right? So this goes on the inside of the housing. Obviously you only need to use one, but there's 2 different sizes. Inside of the housing, outside, the bulkhead is outside of the housing. And then you just mount the monitor on a housing here on the arm ball, and then you plug this one in, and you should be running pretty smoothly. As you can see on the front, there are really a lot of possibilities to control the monitor, which I can see that Nauticam has really increased the functionality possibilities here. The monitor has zebra, peaking, false colors, histogram, waveform, zoom, all the things you would imagine a monitor has these days. It is not a recording monitor like the Ninja. It is just a plain 5-inch monitor. The monitor actually has a 10-bit depth, so it's a really sharp and crystal clear monitor. And I want to show you the 2 previous monitors that I'm using. Not previous, but I'm actually using the Ninja 5 Atomos monitor here. On my still camera, I'm using this one. That's the small HD monitor, which is powered by Canon batteries, and the Atomos monitor I'm using now, the Ninja 5, is powered by the Sony batteries, the NP-F batteries, and these batteries will be working on the Shinobi monitor as well. As you can see, the Ninja is a recording unit. The monitor from the new monitor, Shinobi monitor, is not a recording unit, so there's no hard drive on that one. Let's have a look inside it. As you can see, the monitor comes with a bulkhead, vacuum bulkhead, so you can add vacuum to the system. You open it easily like that. Here comes the HDMI cable, plugs into the monitor, all the buttons for controlling. You just place it here, like that, and you lock it with these 2 levers, and then you're pretty good to go. You just have to turn on the vacuum system here, and then lock it, and then apply some vacuum on it. Then you should be up and running. There's of course a vacuum pump included in the package as well as extra O-ring, loop, grease, some extra blind plugs as well in the monitor. So you have to buy the monitor and the battery yourself. So let me, oh, by the way, there is a shade here included, and you have to be careful because there's some very small screws and O-rings included as well. There's 4 of them, goes straight into the monitor housing. So that's basically the size of it. Let me just show it again so you can see the depth of the housing. You see there's a big lump here, and that's because of the battery. This one goes in here. And as you can see, the room is made for the battery. It is not as wide as the small HD monitor, which I will show you, because I have my own monitors here. This is my small HD monitor on my still camera. You see it's a lot wider, but then it's a lot slimmer. Also has a vacuum system. And here's my Ninja monitor for when I'm recording some movies. The reason why I'm using the Ninja is because it's a recording unit, and it will record the uncompressed HDMI stream directly from the camera, and it'll actually save the video in the video cam from the video camera in a much higher and uncompressed resolution than the camera can normally record it in itself. And that's why you would use a Ninja that has a recording functionality. But back to the monitor idea. This is my small HD. Maybe I need to retire that. It's working very, very good, and it's still for sale. Nauticam still sells the housings, but I would imagine this one is the new go-to monitor for all people who really want to have a nice big picture when they're doing stills of video underwater. The price is going to be around a little more than 2,000 euros included with the monitor, which is about half price as the existing small HD system. Maybe you can get the small HD monitor cheaper somewhere now, but when I bought it, it was about 4,000 euros for all of it. This unit here goes for half that price, and that's only about twice the amount as a really good 45-degree viewfinder cost. So a viewfinder can only be used for like macro and stuff, and you have to get your head close to the camera housing, whereas the monitor, you have the big overview. I promise you, you will have less sore arms, you will have a better overview, and you will just have a better view of your imaging, and you can do a much better composition. I mount my monitors mostly like that. I use the arm ball that is included in the housing. I add an arm ball to the housing, and I normally have a long clamp, the Nauticam 10 centimeter long clamp, and then the bulkhead goes directly into the housing. Which on the Shinobi monitor, it actually doesn't go in through the housing as it does on the Ninja, because that's the HDMI 2 cable, which is a lot thicker. But this one here goes down to the bulkhead that goes on the housing, and then the cable locks onto the bulkhead that sits on top. And again, you mount the cable on the inside of the housing, and then you mount that cable into your camera. Let me just say that I have heard a lot of people saying that monitors are too expensive. Actually, you can get a cheap monitor. Why don't you build your own casings? I've had many different monitors over the years, and I can tell you that cabling is the big thing here. Nauticam is the people who have solved that cabling problem the best with the right dimensions of cable. They're heavy duty. They will not break as easily. Their HDMI cables are just always very fragile, and you can easily break them if you're not careful. But Nauticam has made a system that is friction-free. You don't have to bend the cables to connect everything, and all the housings is already prepared. The housings are prepared, so when you have the camera inside the housing, there's a room for the cabling for the monitor, and that's a big plus when you're talking about that. Making your own monitor is just a hassle, and you will never get it leak proof, and you will break the cables, and if you leak the monitor, very often the water can go through the cable into the housing, and then you ruin your camera in the housing as well. Here you have two independent systems. Both of them has a vacuum system. So I love my monitor. I think it makes me a better photographer, and the price is now down to a level where everybody can decide to be a monitor user. So I would emphasize that you give it a really good thought before you go out and invest in a viewfinder to see if you can find that extra money and use it for a monitor instead.